Go to Flipside Gaming and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and it helps support the show. What is up, Planeswalkers? Theoric 6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. I did not do this on purpose, but I'm just now realizing I'm dressed for the deck I'm playing. Today I'll be playing Blue-Black Reanimation. This was sent to me by a user, LordFifth. This is someone who has been around the channel for a long time. Cool person. Shout out to LordFifth. Apparently, not a reference to Naruto. Who would have thought? Anyway, this is a Reanimate deck that aims to abuse and the battlefield abilities with Thassa. It is really interesting deck. For what it's worth, I just now realized that I forgot to put another Thassa in there and take out one of the Merfolk thingies. But I'm gonna crack those. There we go. So unlike a lot of times when I take decks from people, I did make some modifications. I increased the Temple of Deceit up to 4 because we don't have very many 1-drops, so I want to make sure I can scry with that. And I took out the Tyrant Scorn and added in more Thought Erasures. Essentially, I'm trying to make this deck as non-interactive as possible. Essentially, I'm just trying to get my game plan as fast as possible. To that end, we have 2 Merfolk Secret Keepers. It is a decent card to just dump some stuff in our library, and for an additional 1 more mana, we have a decent 0/4 that can just chump all day. We have 3 Fblthps. Decent card. It enters the battlefield, we get to draw a card, it blocks. Mire Triton, we mill 2, for 2, and gain 2, and we have a 2/1 with Death Touch. Not a bad blocker if I do say so myself. For Thought Erasures, I want to make sure that my opponent isn't going to exile my graveyard. There is a decent amount of graveyard shenanigans going around, which means people are playing Graveyard Hate, which means I want to make sure that I don't get hated. So Thought Erasure should help with that. Also, the Surveil allows us to put the top card of our deck, if it's something we want to reanimate, into our library. For Tomebound Lich, if we have a card that we want to reanimate stuck in our hand, we draw a card, we toss it, and it's great. Other than that, it is a nice 1 mana or 3 mana 1/3 that has Death Touch and Lifelink, so it's decent on defense, and it's decent on defense. But against these super aggressive decks, we are able to block really high, and we're able to gain life at the same time, which is fantastic. For what it's worth, when Tomebound Lich deals combat damage to a player, we can do the same thing. I don't see that happening too often. For Thassa Deep Dwelling, this is like the combo enabler of the deck. Essentially, we don't care about most of Thassa's text, except for at the beginning of your end step, exile up to, we blink a creature. At our end step, we get to blink a creature. We get double triggers. We get more triggers on almost every one of our creatures, which is just fantastic. Even if it's as weak as just getting another draw from Fblthp, that's not worth nothing. And Thassa helps by slowing our opponent down a little while we wait to get something a little bit more impactful with her nice tap ability. So, fantastic card. We're also playing 2 Atris. I wanted to find room for a 3rd one, but I couldn't. Maybe technically we could cut an Agent of Treachery, but I want to maximize my ability to get that card, because that really is the main focus. But Atris is great, because no matter where the cards go, unless our opponent's going to exile our graveyard, we have access to those cards. And Atris is just a decent attacker by himself, being a 3/2 with Menace. For Blood for Bones, we can potentially reanimate something on turn 4, which is nice. We go ahead, mill ourselves. Blood for Bones is one of these things. Bada bing, bada boom. We hopefully have some nasty stuff going on. The thing that makes this even better is that we get 1 to the board, and if we have a Thassa in the graveyard as well, we can put Thassa into our hand, so that the following turn we can play her, we can get more triggers. It's fantastic. 2 Massacre Girls. She helps us kill things because we don't want to die. What's nice is that this triggers at the beginning of your end step, so the beginning of your end step and until end of turn effects, and at different times. So, Massacre Girl enters, we move to our end step, at the beginning of our end step, we get a trigger, we get this stuff to go again, which is nice, but the previous version, that trigger is still there, because the until end of turn effects don't end until I believe the cleanup's dead. But, really cool, it means that we can potentially kill a rather chunky board, if we have enough minuses. 3 Connive Concoct. Connive can steal something if we really need to, but otherwise it's a turn 5 reanimate spell. And what's great is that if we really are desperate and we don't have anything to reanimate in the yard, which is pretty unlikely, we can Surveil 3 and hopefully put something in there. It's fantastic. 3 Agent of Treacheries. This is the main target. We steal something from our opponent that cripples them and boosts our board by a lot, and then we flicker it with Thassa at the end of every turn, stealing more cards. And then we get to draw once we get a certain point, but I assume our opponent's going to concede well before then. Then we have 2 Scholar of the Ages, which is a fantastic card to get back with Blood for Bones, or even Connive Concoct for what it's worth. This is a card that when it enters, you get to return up to 2 instant and or sorcery cards, so we can just double up. I think, do we have any instants? We don't have any instants, so it's fine. If we did have instants, we could get those back as well. But we essentially can, you know, Blood for Bones to get this back, as well as, let's say we put a Fblthp in our hand, and then Scholar of Ages can get this back, and a Thought Erasure back, right? So for 6 total mana, we get a bunch of cards, and we can Thought Erasure our opponent, right? It's pretty nice, pretty decent. This is the mana base, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We are only running 24 lands, but we don't ever really plan on paying more than 5 for anything, and for the most part, we're hoping to only be paying 4. So I'm hoping that it's not too much of an issue to only be running 24 lands. We definitely don't want to get mana screwed, but we really don't want a mana flood, right? This is essentially kind of a combo deck, if you want to think about it like that. We do have the full temples, as I said, because we don't have many things to do on turn 1, and we want to make sure that we're not flooding. So there's that. Let's hop into some games. I did play a game. I was busy today. I had a lunch meeting. Let's call it that. I went against Abzan Enchantments while I was watching Merchant's video on Abzan Enchantments. I'm not able to watch a bunch of videos on Magic Arena because I make content, so I'm hard pressed to find time. However, while I'm practicing with decks, that'll usually be the time where I check things. And I was watching his video, and I was like, oh, these cards are what I'm playing against right now. Huh. And it was like the exact deck, which no issue with. I think playing with other people's decks is really important, because that's how you learn, man. Uh-oh. Are you milling me? Like, I overall, Overwhelmed Apprentice mills me. But if you're, like, straight up milling me, that might be bad for you. I'll keep it on top. If I get to have it, that's fine. If I don't, that's also fine. Yep, they're milling me. That may be a mistake, my friend. I'm going to go with Thought Erasure. I want to make sure I don't get too milled, and I want to definitely make sure I don't deal with Ashiok. That's the card I was like, nah, I can't deal with that. So Ashiok has to go. Am I going to keep Agent of Treachery on top? Yeah, I might as well, because I have Tomebound Lich. But I assume they're just going to mill it anyway. Like, I have no reason to put it on the bottom, like, because I would rather it be in my graveyard. But Ashiok is the card I need to watch out for sure. So I assume they're going to mill me and then play this, and I'm fine with that. I just need to get something, to steal something, before an Ashiok comes down. That's something to steal something. If they had an Ashiok, they would have used it. They can't... No, they can attack. Yes, they can attack with this, but they cannot block with it, but it doesn't actually matter. So the question is, do I want to Thought Erasure? I guess I need to Tomebound Lich, because I need to make sure I hit more lands. Yeah, so let's do this. Get rid of Mire Triton. Cool. So I do need one more land. Okay. That's gonna hurt, but... yeah. Blood for Bones would be a great top deck. I haven't lost any of those, I don't think. No. This is fine. I do think I'm gonna double check on this last card. I do want a Fblthp. Yeah, I'd rather just draw. Atris, you're not what I was looking for. And then Thought Erasure. Ooh, fuck off. I mean, I could just play Thassa next turn. Every turn goes by, they get closer to getting Ashiok, which is my issue. Now, obviously, Connive Concoct can still get something. I think I'm going to keep it on top. If they mill it, they mill it. Do I want to attack for 1 damage? No. No, there's not really a reason. I just need them to not have Ashiok for 2 turns, I guess. Which is relatively likely. Alright, they played the land that was in their hand. They're going to swing at me for 5 again. Obviously, I have to steal that. Ow. So I should be alive. I'm probably going to keep whatever it is on top. Yeah, sure. Now, they might counter this, but if they do, honestly, I don't mind. Yeah, see, that's fine. Because what I need to resolve is Concoct. Yeah, I need Concoct to resolve, not necessarily Thassa. The issue is, they didn't cast anything, and I have to Concoct. Don't get no. Don't tell me you top deck 2 counterspells in a row. Oh. I didn't have the mana to deal with that. That sucks. A good matchup in general, but they top decked the counterspells when they needed them. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, I just didn't have the mana. I think I played a land every turn, right? Yeah, the 5/4 just was hitting me too much. And for what it's worth, if I had the Tyrant Scorn, it wouldn't have been... Maybe I should be a 2-2 split. Maybe it should. Maybe it should. Ooh, this is a dirty hand. I do not believe I can keep this hand. We have a Mire Triton, but that's about it. Like, these 3 cards are... I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it because I want to know how the greed works with this deck. I have to feel the greed. I have to experience the greed. All right, so far we're so good on the greed. So far, so good. One more land, greed paid off. Because we can, like, Atris and stuff. So next time we might try, and this could just be Selesnya. Nope, it's Bant. Is it BantChantments or Bant Ramp? It's BantChantments, okay. Alright, well, we got there. Leave my graveyard alone. I'm going to steal your shit. Right, what are you going to play? Setessan? Enigmatic Incarnation, sack the thingamajig to get a 3-drop, which I assume is going to be Setessan. Alright, well, we just play this tapped. We declare no blocks. This thing has Death Touch, which is always nice to know. I have to be a little bit afraid of protection, unfortunately. Also, I need to make sure that my Mire Triton doesn't die. That's unfortunate. But if they tap down... they tap down, then I can still work with it. It looks like they're not going to tap down. They're probably going to give an enchantment to... No, they give an enchantment to that. Okay. Tap your land. I dare you. I dare you, coward. Feel the greed. Feel the greed. Do it. Do it, you coward. Feel the greed. Do it. Do it. Do it. Come on, coward. Do it. You dirty BantChantment coward. Ah, you're a coward. I guess I could technically just steal one of their lands. I guess I'll just steal one of the lands. Because else it can just give protection. So I think I would... Yeah, I'd rather just steal the land and then next turn just concoct. Yeah. Yeah. Sack you. Grab this and this. I'm gonna go ahead and take their blue source, I guess. That's mine now. If they attack me, I'm blocked with Agent of Treachery, because the plan is just to concoct it back. So, 2, 4, 5. I'll be on 6 next turn. So I can even Merfolk Secret Keeper myself. Training, sure. Still gonna block. They're drawing a bunch of cards, but hopefully not too much of an issue. That damn Alseed. Whatever. Alseed? Alseed? Alsyed? You just tap down? You don't have a land. This costs mana. You don't have land anymore. I'm going to steal this card from you. I'm gonna get another Cetessan, I assume? Yep. That's fine. I guess I'm going to mill myself first. Am I? Like, there's no way I take anything that isn't Agent. Is it better just to play this as a blocker? Possibly? Nah. He says, realizing that he's probably going to die next turn. Two, four, six. Next turn I can just hard cast this. I think I'm just going to want another Blood for Bones. And just steal some more shit, hopefully. That's mine now, thank you. So I can die. There's a situation here in which I die horribly. My opponent's going to be drawing 2 cards every time they play an enchantment out. There are enchantments in the deck that can give trample, just general big buffs. Moment of the Sea. Okay, so this looks like it's a little bit less on the auras and just more on playing enchantments overall. So they're going to scry 2 and then just draw 2. Alright, 1 on top, 1 on bottom. That's fine. Unfortunately, I assume they're not going to make the same... Huh. I was going to say I assume they're not going to make the same mistake twice. But they once again have no mana. Ow. The issue, though, is those damn things can just give protection and I die. Well, no, because I'll have multiple... Fuck off! Alright, well, they stole that from me. Does that return to its owner's... I don't actually know. Alright, things are not looking great. I think I have to diversify my stocks and bonds. Is that enough? I don't know if they're going to get the Cetessan champion back, though. That's my issue. Exile target non-permanent and opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. I want to say it's going to go back to them, unfortunately. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's only 5 triggers, though. It's not even 5 triggers. I don't think it's enough. Massacre Girl. I would sack this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't think it's enough. So I can take Deputy to, like, try and block. I think I kind of have to go for Massacre Girl, because then they at least can't give protection. So I can hope that I survive. Although in that case, it would have been better if I had sacrificed the other creature, but... I'm going to put Thassa into my hand, I guess. Yeah, I think I'm still dead. They play one thing? Yeah, they play one thing and I'm dead. Well, BantChantments is a real deck. Alright, we need removal. Honestly, I think Secret Keeper's like the weakest card in the deck right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and boop boop. That was too many. Right. Now I'm mad at myself. Yes, I think this is gonna be a little bit better. Alright, let's try this out. Curse you, BantChantments! Setessan Champion is real strong. For what it's worth, I'd be playing an enchantment deck. However, I want to use the art for Setessan Champion, and I can't find a high-res version anywhere. Augustella. No, that's Ral. Seems fine. Don't have a lot of, like... I was gonna say I don't have a lot of reanimate stuff, but that's kind of what I'm looking for. So depending on what they lay here, I think I have to Thought Erasure against a Simic deck. What can they do on turn 2 that's frightening? I guess nothing. I think turn 3 is where I have an issue. Oh well, that's great to see. It's Sultai. Okay. Well, now I'm gonna erase your thoughts. Someone commented today and told me to play something like this. They don't have anything until Woe Strider, so I'm just gonna take their Woe Strider. Yeah, I'm just gonna take their Woe Strider. This is a land that I will keep. I will attack because I doubt they're going to attack. If they play Vannifar, I'm taking their Vannifar. Darylin, friend. This is record time. I am recording things. Yeah, I'm gonna steal that from you, thanks. It's a big yikes. This is mine now. Thank you. And then next turn, I can sack Fblthp to get an Agent of Treachery. Alright, I'm going to sacrifice Fblthp, or to get a the 3-mana 1/3, to draw a card, then bottom my Agent of Treachery, because I think I just want to steal a Prime Speaker. Yeah, I just don't want them to have Prime Speaker. So I'm going to take their Prime Speaker. Bottom Agent of Treachery. I'm going to Concoct. Honestly, I'm fine getting some lands. 2, 3. I think I'm fine getting both these lands, frankly. Yeah, because I got stuff I can do with them. We're gonna Agent. We're gonna go. We did it! Hooray! It's only been 25. I'm playing another one. And that's how the deck's supposed to work. We annoy our opponents and then take all their stuff. It's great. It's glorious. It's wonderful. Or wunderbar. That's a word in a language. email. This hand is fine. We got a Thought Erasure and Tomebound Lich, so we'll be able to put Treachery in the bin. So yeah, this is reasonable. You know, going first. Ooh, especially if they mulligan. Going first with a discard spell against a mulliganing opponent is just crisp. If you've ever been able to play, I don't know how many of you would have had this experience, but there's nothing like going turn 1 Swamp, Dark Ritual, Hymn to Turok the Rack in Legacy. Oh, it's just fantastic. Or I guess technically you could Hymn to Turok and Thoughtseize or something like that, but turn 1 Hymn to Turok is fucking insane, especially against an opponent who mulligans. I feel like the answer is to take the Domri's Ambush. I am afraid of Embercleave, but I'm hoping that we don't come to that point. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep Thassa on top, because I can play Thassa on turn 5 even if I don't draw lands. So yeah, this turn is going to be Swamp, Tomebound. Cool, I'll take that. And we will dump this in the yard, totally fine, because Massacre Girl we might actually want to cast. So next turn we can Temple in Tyrant Scorn, depending on, of course, what my opponent wants to do. Am I fine making that trade? No, because my plan is to play Tyrant Scorn, Temple, so I don't need to make that trade. Yeah, I'll take the damage. They could have Skewer the Critics, but if they want to, like, waste that, I'm fine with that. I assume they're just going to play their other Druid. No, they just cast the Bonecrusher Giant. Alright. That is fine with me. Am I going to kill the Giant, or am I going to kill the Paradise Druid? I want to see what I'm going to draw first. Another Temple. I think that's fine. Yeah, so next turn I play Thassa. And I can do bounty shenanigans. And then the turn after I can play Massacre Girl if I have to. Yeah, I think this is reasonable. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just going to kill the Bonecrusher Giant, frankly. I guess I could draw now. No, I still want to leave Tomebound Lich to block 4 mana. Yeah, so even if they top deck a land, if they attack with Paradise Druid, they can't still... They can't still kill my stuff. But I do think I would rather just hold back to block. Yep, another Paradise, that's totally fine. So next turn my opponent can definitely play Embercleave if they attack with both. Another Tomebound Lich, no thanks. I doubt my opponent's going to block, or I doubt they're going to... Well, I don't know, they might not have blocked, but I don't think I'd want to get that many triggers on this. I already have one in the yard, right? I have 5 mana, this is essentially like all I need, so I'll do this. So I'm gonna take some damage here, frankly, but it should be okay. Oh, you know what? Oh no, because I'll have double activation of Massacre Girl, so yeah, I do want to block. So I assume they're going to Embercleave this Paradise Druid to save it. That's totally fine with me. Cool, cool. Then I'll play Massacre Girl, and I'll get double triggers. So it's not going to actually matter, but double triggers. How about Massacre Girl? More triggers! I need more land. Luckily, I have Thassa to just tide me over if I need it. You're a legend, right? Yep. I'm going to just not do anything this turn. Because I have a Thassa. Gruul Spellbreaker would be the worst thing, but my opponent would have cast that. So essentially just a top deck Gruul Spellbreaker would be bad. That's the only card that would really mess me up. Also, I'm realizing I get to flicker this. What am I talking about? I have a blocker. So it wouldn't be as bad. Still be bad. Not as bad. She gives Pseudo Vigilance. She has... This is a great defensive card. Man, it seems like Thassa's abilities are really white. I don't need to lose any life. I still have the good old-fashioned Thassa protection with a Massacre Girl. It might be Thassa. I feel like it's supposed to be Thassa, but I don't think it matters. At the end of the day, we're killing someone with a Massacre Girl. And that's what really matters. Nothing really matters to me. I mean, I guess I can sack my Massacre Girl. Am I gonna do it just to steal Embercleave? No, that's dumb. Like, I know it's a Reanimator deck, but there's no reason for me to mess around. Why wouldn't you play the Great Henge? Wait, did I fuck up my math? 3, 6... Oh, because I can't. I was like, yeah, you can. It's, Garen Brig, that adds a mana. I'm not very smart. My opponent is kind of in the flood zone, but not my issue. It's a land. I'm gonna sack Fblthp. Yeah, I guess. I'm gonna yoink this, please. Thank you. Oh, you're no fun. That's the deck in action. It's fun. It's quite fun. Onward to PAX. What I get in the lottery? Cool. Hound Dog. And Satyr Lady. There aren't enough satyrs, right? Satyr. Oh, I probably should just look up creatures. Shut up, emails. Are there enough satyrs to make a satyr deck? Maybe there's enough satyrs to make a satyr deck. Is that something you guys would want to see? Because, like, Annex would make me want to make it just red and green, but, like... Yeah, no, it'd probably just have to be red-green. I don't know. Is that something you guys would want to see? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, for what it's worth, them advertising the World Championship on here is just fantastic. Yeah. I've said before, this is prime real estate right here. It's a good thing Wizards is using it. Anyway, that was a fun-ass deck. Once again, thanks to LordFifth for the deck. If you have a deck that you would like to see, you can comment an Aether Hub link, please. I prefer Aether Hub because Aether Hub is what I use and it's great. But I would prefer an Aether Hub link. You can feel free to comment an Aether Hub link. It might get filtered by YouTube, but YouTube still shows me what gets filtered, so I'd still see it and I'd approve and all that nonsense. But yeah, if you want to see a certain deck, let me know. You guys providing decks makes it easier for me to play because it's me spending less time trying to make decks. Anyway, I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Zin, for the continued support. If you would like to join them and support the show, you'll find a link to that down in the description. It helps pay for better equipment eventually. But right now, a lot of the patron stuff is going towards new art for the channel, which hopefully is going to look swagtacular. But yeah, amongst other things, it just goes back into the channel. But legit, the best support, the easiest free support, is that if you like a video, you tap that like button, you add a subscription to your mana pool, you cast one of those comments to the comment section down below, and then you pass the turn in the vid to some of your friends. Of course, though, until next time, I will be one.